Hey, greetings everyone. It is GleeCon, and I'm back, bringing you another episode of Lord of Warcraft, piped right into your homes or your phones. On our last episode, we continued reading the World of Warcraft magazine, and this time it talked a little bit about arenas, the arenas that were some of the professional arena players and the ones that were popular at the time of Wrath of the Lich King. And then it included some strategies on it. We also did a weird kind of ad article on something that is now defunct, but a company that used to offer the ability to make wanted posters that you could print out of your, like, so we could take this picture of Shellasir basically and make it into a full-blown poster. We are also playing through World of Warcraft Classic with this Shellasir, and she's getting closer and closer to finishing Old Ashenvale, so stay a while and listen as she gets to the end of that journey. Last time we finished off the staff, I think, and we killed some furbolgs. We're here in Darnassus because we have to turn in a quest here. Valinda Star Song. That is the whole purpose of being in this area. And we'll hearth back, so don't worry, we don't have to start right off with some travel time. We also have this Vile Satyrs thing that we have to get to. It says it's a quest that we're turning in, but we're really getting to it. We also have this quest at the Tower of Althalax, but I don't know. That one was hard for us last time, so not sure how far we're going to go on that. I was just stopped off right here. I remembered, okay, so if we had 8, so we can go ahead and bring these, I don't know, like, sure. Just to help us get some points. I don't know if it'll help. Okay, we got 1 point there. This is 8 different potions, using up 8 of our Briarthorn. And it looks like, yeah, we only got 1 point out of the whole shebang. So that's a bummer. But it is what it is. Okay, we also, yeah, we still need 3 more points on those bandages. I think we're level 28. Yeah. So we're getting closer. We are about 2/3 of the way to getting to level 29. We definitely need that to go higher. On our next level, we're going to get that final point of XP. There's Thin-Tail Blade Weaver. Now, why we're coming to talk to her? Because it says, I believe it was the same area where we were over there getting the Satyr quest, but basically she wants us to talk to her something about a scythe or something like that.
Valinda Starsong. That the priestess disappeared some time ago is almost certainly common knowledge. As to further details about the events that surrounded her departure, it would take good reason for me to divulge such information.
Okay, so we want to find out about the Valinda Starsong saga here.
The Tome of Melthandris showed you this? I suppose there would be little harm in allowing you to examine her belongings. This key will allow you to open the chest where we stored her things in the Sentinel's bunkhouse. She kept a journal of her duties. If there is anything to be learned, it will be from that. I should tell you, the Sentinels believed that she had her own reasons for leaving, and expect that she could return at any time. The priestess has done much in the past to earn our trust.
Alright, so if you remember, we basically, I believe there was a tome. Let's go ahead and see this Valinda's effects. Let's go back and recap, because there was a couple quests. So the Howling Vale was the first one, and it basically wanted us to go find the Tome of Melthandris, and it was explaining what happened. Why were there suddenly worgen in oh, there it is down here. Why were there suddenly worgen in Ashenvale? And we kind of started to get the first taste of that. There wasn't a real answer, but those of us who read Chronicles, this is kind of leading us, I believe, on the path to see how some druids went down the path of the worgen and how they basically introduced the curse of the worgen into Azeroth, perhaps through a portal, through some kind of demonic pact, but essentially as a way to get power to fight the other things that were happening here in the world. So we found the tome, and the tome sort of read to us. It gave us a little holograph story of this lady saying, this priestess saying, please, I will do whatever for the power. Give me the power to defend my lands. And it was granted to her, and we found that right in a hotbed of worgen activity. We came back and they're like, well, we don't know why that book was so magical. That's weird. And I want to say there was something to do with the scythe in that one too. But I might be mixing two quests. And then they're like, but go ask the guards, because for whatever reason she was associated with people in Darnassus. And as we know from War of the Ancients and other lore, the priests work hand in hand with the Sentinels. So we go talk to the Sentinels. They're like, look, this girl's been gone for a while, but since you've been investigating it and you've made a little progress, go ahead and here's a key to check out her things. And this key is purple. She likes purple keys. Okay, so we end up finding her journal. Doing a little journaling. We can read it. Okay, so it says Elune. Well, and now where do we have to go to turn in this journal? Back right there. So we can walk and read it at the same time. Alright, so it says Elune has granted my wishes. The lives of my fallen comrades will not be in vain. I shall avenge their deaths using the Scythe of Elune. Okay, there you go. That is a thing. It is an ancient thing, a branch twisted and gnarled of wood that could be older than even the Kaldarai. For many hours I examined the tool that the goddess granted me. It is no ordinary weapon, that is for certain, nor is it a simple magical implement. With it, it is as though the barriers of time and space are weakened. Holding the scythe in my hands, I received a vision of chaos. Wolfmen, the worgen, battled an incredible enemy. The worgen fought savagely as fit their primitive race, but their enemy was unflinching, the Lords of the Emerald Flame. I'm getting, maybe that's the Burning Legion. And that was when I realized the true power of the scythe. By focusing on it, I became able to communicate with the worgen. It was not speech I used to contact them, however. It was something different. I could not describe it. What mattered was that the worgen heard and understood me. By further channeling energy into the scythe, the barriers weakened more, and I was able to draw worgen into our world. 1.5 I was able to summon in my first attempt. They followed me into battle, and with their brutish strength at my command, we tore into the demons of Felwood. Elune has granted my wishes. The forest will be cleansed. May Elune's blessing be upon me until my work is done. Okay, next page. All goes well. I have summoned larger numbers of worgen to fight at my side, though they are of simple mind. They have shown impressive ability to coordinate their attacks and function as a group. I have identified leaders in their packs. To them I have given command of small groups of warriors. We strike from many places in the forest at once, and my campaign against the demons is a fruitful one. May Elune's blessings be upon me until my work is done. A pack is lost. I sent the worgen to range through the forest and identify areas of demonic infestation, but they did not return. I began to worry about the leaders that I have entrusted control to. They are of simple mind, and this small bit of authority I have given them, they stretch to the utmost. Am I losing control? Perhaps I shall cease summoning additional worgen for the time being. May Elune's blessing be upon me until my work is done. So right off the bat, this is interesting because in playing this game, we've encountered other things, like when we did the Shadowfang Keep quests, that basically alluded to the fact that the worgen were another race from someplace else around the same area that the Burning Legion come from, and that and here we're getting more confirmation of this. So this is obviously the backstory lore, which is vastly different from the lore that existed in Chronicle, which maybe was a retcon, or maybe somehow we're going to see these things come together. Where it is the druids, night elf druids, that are actually the original worgen. But I think there's room for both of these lores to exist. Though I have not summoned additional worgen, their numbers continue to increase. It is as though the scythe no longer requires my intervention for the summoning process. This is troubling. I have gathered as many of the packs as I could find and ordered them to remain at the Shrine of Malthandris, which is where they are in Ashenvale. Meanwhile, I have searched the libraries in Darnassus and consulted with the Circle of Ancients in Darkshore. Not one scrap of information about these worgen did I find. I've heard reports, whispers, of a wizard of the Kirin Tor named Aragal. From what I've heard, it is possible that he has also summoned worgen. I would consult with this wizard, distasteful as it may be, and see what he knows. The worgen are dangerous, and I wish to stem the tide. On the morrow, I will travel to the port in the Barrens and book passage to the New World. Maelun's blessings be upon me until my work is done. Okay, so this is basically taking us to Shadowfang Keep. It's also it's giving us an alliance way of understanding where the worgen came from, since that other quest line is exclusively Horde. So now we have two paths to find the backstory of the worgen.
Ishnu Allah.
What did you find out?
It seems that Belinde's disappearance is more troubling than it originally appeared. Even still, I cannot believe that she has come to a bad end. Perhaps it would be beneficial for us to make contact with her. Adventurer, since you have shown a vested interest in this matter, I would like to enlist your aid.
Oh man, I smell travel across the continents.
Ratchet is the only port in the Barrens. Most likely Belinde found a trading vessel in Ratchet to take her to Blackwater Cove in Azeroth. We've had limited dealings with the goblins that run the port, but the master of the dock should have information about the comings and goings of ship passengers. Follow the road southeast through Ashenvale, and you will find yourself in the Barrens. Watch your step, adventurer. Warriors of the Horde patrol the land. You will be safe at the port, though.
Alright, so we have to go to Ratchet. I do think we actually have a flight path that connects us there, but geez Louise, do we want to fly? I mean, I guess we're going to kind of sort of have to, because that's where we're at. Alright, so let's go on our journey. We'll go ahead and figure out some research or something to do on the way if we do have to do a flight. Because the other stuff starts to become a little bit more powerful, and I wonder if this is going to culminate with us having to run Shadowfang Keep as an alliance, which is possible, but that's going to be a little bit annoying if so, because finding an alliance group to run Shadowfang Keep, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. But it's whatever, it happens. Now, if this was a situation where we're doing this on one of our other accounts, it's not the end of the world. Like, when we do this, I'm interested to see if this quest line still exists a little bit later in the old lore, like maybe even as recent as...
Of all the wondrous places within Darnassus,
oh, that's a guard.
which would you have me direct you to?
I need a ride. Okay, we can fly to Ratchet. It's going to cost us 7.5 gold.
Between Rutheran Village and Darkshore.
Yeah. I don't need your lore. Okay, so this is Tyrannus' journal. This is the one about finding the Furbolgs. So I don't know that we still need this journal. Let's take a peek. That's one thing. We got time right now. Unfortunately, I don't like to have this, but this is like directly in the middle of this episode, like where we need this step before and after, so we're just going to be stuck along on the ride. It says it can be destroyed. Yeah, okay, so we are done with that one. Glad I didn't waste my scroll yet. I got a ton of wool that I need to get going at. I got to sell that cloak, so we give that one cloak to sell. Alright, so if we're looking at a recap for some of our other stuff, so I guess let's take a peek at where this quest line is going to take us to, because that could very much... So we have the Baron's Port, then he says passage to Booty Bay, which is, he will do that. Then the Caravan Road, which is picked up in Booty Bay. So that's cool. Then the Caravan Family. This is in Darkshore, which is where the worgen are, and then the Scythe of Elune is still a quest that we will do within Darkshore, followed by answered questions. So it just says At the very end, it said, this is probably as much as we'll know or ever need to know about the worgen. Kill them and skin them. So let's look at what the Wikipedia. Oh, it doesn't even look like it exists anymore. So this is what we're going to do, is we're going to chase this down. This is probably actually going to take us most of this episode. I wonder about whether or not this quest is going to be crazy hard, but it says it's all level 30 throughout. So, yeah, that's useless. Why would you give us a wanderer bow when it's druids that are going to do a lot of this? So look for signs, find evidence of the Scythe of Elune. Okay, and then return. I guess we'll have to hearth back at the end. I'm glad I didn't use my hearth because this is going to be a bit of a journey. Where are we at? Alright, so... Okay, this is an interesting quest line that we're going to go on. I guess we're going to be walking up through Booty Bay, too. How's that going to take us? How's that journey? So, I don't think she's been to Booty Bay. While we're there, can she learn fishing? She does have the requisite skill and gold. So I guess while we're in Booty Bay, I can pick up that fishing book to gain her the expert fishing skills. Then she'll have cooking and fishing. I don't remember. I think first aid is found in Arathi. I always forget that one. So there's the second one. What else can we do on our journey while we're running around the world? That's Westfall. So this is Welcome to the Jungle. We are not going to be doing this zone. We might, I think they're going to make us run up the coast and go to Ashenvale. Which we're not doing. I mean, I'm sorry, Duskwood, which we are not doing the Duskwood quests, but it'll give us a walkover, which will be that'll help us join up on some of our others. So that's neat. It will give a connection for her. She does have Hillsbrad next, and then Thousand Needles. I hate the way I made her jump around. She just has some random journey over to Hillsbrad. Then back, Thousand Needles, Deathless. Where's Dustwall? I always get Duskwall Marsh and Swamposaurus confused. What is this? That's so then yeah. Deathless, yeah, it's Dustwall Marsh. So she's all on this side. Feralus, Fellwood. Let's see, there's Fellwood, Feralus. So she's staying on this side all the way through there, and then for some reason at the end I have her going over and doing Eastern Western Plaguelands. And like I said before, by the time we start getting to the level 60 zones, or these really like endgame type zones, because I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for my alliance I have one person going to Winter Grasps. I have one going to the Western and Eastern Plaguelands. I have one going to the Burning Steppes. One Western, Eastern. One Burning Steppes. How do I hear stealth? Oh, because we're so close to the actual land. Whereas from the Horde we have a Winter Grasp. Western with maybe a Silithus. Silithus is an option for all these people. Eastern Plaguelands, West-East Plaguelands, Burning Steppes, So it's like there's a few zones. I don't know. I guess we'll be okay, and then we'll just have to figure out how we rock and roll with it as we get there. I do worry that our just we'll have so much grinding that we'll need to do that it's going to make it really hard. I'm glad that I got this flight path so she can fly around. That was a good move on our part. Yeah, see, this is a level 26. We just feel like this mid-game that we're at right now is just, the game really starts to slow down. We have so many characters, all 9 characters. I just really didn't think this through. But it's cool. It is what it is. And we still have quite a bit of zones to go. More than we've finished if you look at all the zones in the game. We have wetlands to do. For the Alliance side, we have Duskwood. We have Dustwallow Marsh. Hillsbrad. Alterac Mountains. See, no, yeah. But even those are supposed to be, like, those are appropriate. Like, they have quests. Hillsbrad Foothills has quests in, like, level 37. Where she's going to do that right now, she'll be at, like, level 29. Maybe level 30 if I'm lucky. It's just such a gap. And this is where I think we're hitting a wall here, because we're going to have to do... Like, there's no way around it. We're going to have to... we're going to have to grind. We're going to have to grind. And there's just... That's just a level grind. At some point, we're just going to have a level grind. I don't know what I'll have to do. Just create, you know, a playlist. We'll sing for you guys or something. I don't know, but some part of this is probably going to become a level grind. I'm hoping there's enough of a dovetail action, but running dungeons, we could run dungeons for fun. It's just painful. It's not painful. I feel bad as like a content producer that I can see us reaching a point where we're kind of hitting the ceiling of what we can do, and I do worry about that. I feel bad from the way that they have the quests, because they don't design them so much sequentially the way that we play them. You're kind of designed to run around back and forth, which doesn't work for the model that I've made. Yeah. Alright, so let's go talk to Wharfmaster Dizzywig.
Hey, how you doing? Person, eh?
Person,
admit,
eh?
We don't get much of your type out here. Looking for someone, eh? Just give me a moment. I'm sure I have it written in one of my ledgers. A lot of people travel through here, though, so just give me a moment.
Person, eh?
Ah, yes. Finally found it. Should have told me she passed through here that long ago. Let's see. Valindi. Booked passage to Booty Bay on the Black Osprey. I don't have anything here saying otherwise, so I'd assume it arrived in port safely. Not much more help I can be to you. But she asked about overland travel over on that side of the world, and I mentioned Ruzgot, a caravan driver based out of Booty Bay. Might be that this Valinde traveled with him. Move along now. I haven't all day for you.
Alright.
Wharf master of a busy port like Ratchet. I keep my finger on the pulse of information.
No, we don't want that one. That one's from an older quest. Alright, so basically they're saying a long time ago she did book passage and go over to the other thing in her kind of pursuit of wanting to go talk to Aragorn. Aragorn, I mean. And we're going to follow in her footsteps. And she either has or uses... Oh, we can do a little fishing while we wait. Fishing while we wait. Boo. We're getting a nice little chunk of XP here. I can't argue with that. We have 60... We're almost 75% now. So every little step of this, without doing much other than travel, we are... There you go, I'm up to 130. It'll help because I'm gonna go buy this book. But yeah, that's a nice, easy. I mean, and this is, look, let's not fool ourselves. This, what I'm doing now, traveling, waiting, this is a humongous part of the Warcraft Classic experience, and that is okay. Like when you're leveling up. The leveling up is part of the experience. It's a big part of the game. It's about the journey, not the destination. And this is part of the journey. So ultimately, I guess I should feel... Maybe I should give myself a little permission to not feel that bad, because that is what it is. Sometimes you're... One way or another, in this leveling up experience, you were gonna grind. Or you were gonna be a complete completionist on a single character. So I guess this way, when we play through Classic, we're gonna do... the grind, which is probably, honestly, what more people experience. More people probably grind or boost, and by grind, there's a lot of ways to grind. You could do PvP, you could run dungeons repeatedly, you could just kill mobs, or you could be a completionist. So, one way or another, you had to kind of go outside your box there. And this is what we're gonna do this time. This is just not. I think what makes it weird for me is, and why I feel like, oh, this is weird, is that this isn't what I do. The boat's coming. I don't normally do this. I'm a completionist, so the grind never feels like a grind for me. Because I'm always doing something different. I'm always traveling. I'm always exploring. I'm always getting more lore. And so we'll kind of see that when we redo these zones on Burning Crusade Classic. And then it's not as much of an issue when we actually do the Burning Crusade expansion, the Outland, and when we do the Wrath of the Lich King in Northrend, because we'll be playing those zones through with characters. So it won't be as much of a thing. And then when Cataclysm hits, whether we play retail or whether we do Cataclysm Classic, which I'll go either way, I don't care. We'll be going back and redoing it, but that time we will be 100% being a completionist. But it won't be weird because it won't be redundant because so much changes. We'll be able to do completely new storylines on some, and on the ones where we are actually doing the same stuff again, it'll be interesting to look for little differences. So as show, that'll still be okay. By the time we finish that, there very well could be a Miss Pandaria Classic. Who knows? Because at the rate this is going, the other ones will be a little bit slower. I mean, less long. Already when we do, it will take less time to do the experience of Burning Crusade Classic. Things will go faster. We will see that. And that is just how it's going to go down. So when we get to, it'll still take a while though. But then once we get to actually running the expansion part, that will speed up. Like I really believe we could in just a few months polish off each expansion. Maybe a little bit more than just a few months. Wrath of the Lich King especially. There's just tons of zones. You think about how big the expansions used to be. Outland and Wrath were huge. Compare them to, Shadowlands or Dragonflight, just 4 zones. Cataclysm really just had 4 zones too, but it redid the whole world. Miss Pandaria was big. That was a whole expansion. Warlords of Draenor, that was big. That was basically a whole new world. Then you hit Legion. Legion's where the game starts to shrink because Legion has the Broken Shore, but it really just has the 4 zones, so it's a smaller area. And then BFA, it had 6 total, but Legion made up for it too by having all of the class storylines. That was super cool. BFA technically had 6, but 3 for each faction, so it feels small. And then boom, then you go to Shadowlands and you really have 4. And then whatever, you can do the Maw and you can do Zereth Mortis and stuff. But they all had these expansion little parts. That's kind of how they did it. Either they kind of bought themselves some time to roll out, and when the magazine article we read, it's kind of basically saying that like they want to do that. They want to force to drip the content out, like with the raid wings and stuff like that, so that you don't just race through and do everything to try to be first. Ooh, Oily Blackmouth. Yes, please. We need that. So we do need this Oily Blackmouth. Let's see if we can catch it. So yeah, it'll be interesting once and then whatever expansion comes out in another year or whatever. My fish got away. I don't know how good I am at it. It might be the pool. It might be that I'm a little bit below the... If it says it gets away, though, you've got a chance. But, yeah. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, Broham. Alright, so we'll go ahead and... She needs the Oily Blackmouth for her potion making. I need it for swim speed. And water breathing. my goodness. Can you please let me catch this? So swim speed, I can do 1. Yeah, that one takes 2. Water breathing. I don't really need water breathing. I guess I'd build... Neither one do I really need. But... my goodness, come on. I hope that I can fish these waters. I might just be too weak to even fish them. We shall see. We shall see. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, so I wasted the entire pool because I couldn't catch a single fish. Bummer. I wonder if I'm even good enough to catch one.
Talk to me! Yes? Now, it doesn't look to me like you're the sort with goods that need shipping, so either you're looking for a job with my caravan, and there's no jobs to be had now, or you're probably talking to the wrong goblin. So, which one is it? Turns out I was wrong about you, and that isn't something that happens every day. It just so happens that I remember this
Option C.
Belinda you're looking for. Isn't every day that a night elf priestess that wants to travel with a dirty old, but great for your shipping needs, caravan like my own. We split up on the way north. She was headed for Darkshire. The clerk there keeps all sorts of records. Might know something useful. Be careful in the jungle. It is a deadly place even at the best of times.
Alright, so they are sending us on... He's sending us on a mission. Find the guy that sells the book. I think it's... I mean... What's his name? I don't remember. Gotta find the guy that sells this... this fishing book while we're here. There he is, Old Man Hemming.
Need help?
Okay, so it's a gold. So go ahead and buy that. We got enough, so we can learn the Bass and You, expert fishing. It cost 1 of our gold, so we did spend some of our money, but oh well, it's worth it. We can now fish up to 225, so her fishing will be available. This is a long journey. We want to get our flight path while we're here too. Okay, cool. So we've got the expert fishing. Now let's get the flight path, and then we're going to start our walk through the jungle. Go to Darkshire because that's how this quest was intended. We could probably fly. We might be able to fly straight from here. We'll see but I don't know if that we have any flight paths connected to this one, so that might not work out for us. So it's alright though, because we will pick up this flight path, and if not, we'll just get it started. One thing at a time. There's some interesting little things if we wanted to explore Booty Bay, but this is not the episode for that. I'm not really interested in doing that on this one. Go climb to the top. This is just silly. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Why? What are they doing? Why? So what's the guy's name? Target Gill. There he is.
Into the fastest griffins this side of Airy Peak.
Okay, so we can fly up to Stormwind or Lakeshore. It's far away though. So I'm not going to. We're going to go ahead and do the adventure the way it was sort of kind of designed, where we're going to run. They did say be careful because the creatures are strong, and that's no lie. There are some level 30 quests, but that's in Southern Stranglethorn. I don't know why I just ran off. Yikes. So, that was a bummer. I think there's a ramp I can get on. There's somebody fishing. Alright, so try that again. Take 2. Try and kind of climb out. I think over here. Yeah, up that ramp. There we go. See, I know there's like a little cave or something you can go through. Been a while. Been a while. Corporal extra pizza. Pee-pee hiao. Maybe it's Peppy. Shaky Philippe. Might be Peppy, but could equally likely be Pee-pee. Alright, so we're going to go into the tunnel. I just feel like I'm going slow in this kitty cat form. Where's that extra speed that I was supposed to have? It says that I get... Oh, look. Now it looks as though my speed's faster. If you can even hear the increase in steps. Weird. Alright, so we're going to hit a straight shot here. Let's just get our sprint on. Now I'm going to stick to the road. Because I don't feel like getting into trouble. But again, you know, if something strays close and it seems beatable, we could give it a shot of stabs. A shot or a claw. Looking for one more. Oh, that's Westfall. I mean, Dead Mines. I mean, this is just a level 30 quest, too. There's an herb back there. This guy's name is not Nazti. Gobble Gobble. Gob-E. Warmane. Nazti is kind of close to Nazi for me. Maybe that's just my messed up brain. Oh, see, look, those gorillas are so much above my level that they're appearing as skulls. Yikes. Okay, so we gotta be careful. I'm definitely not equipped to do the southern Stranglethorn mobs. That ain't no thing. Yeah, we're just kind of making our way up. I do think there's a camp, and I do think we just kind of go right into there. If we just follow the road, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so we found the Gorobashi Arena, so that's good. This is helping us flesh this map out a little bit. I think there's a horde post right around there, but we don't need to go there. Yeah, there, it does give us the arena. This is one of the first and only PvP areas that you could play in the game right there. We will explore that at a future time. The ruins of Jubawal. Okay, we got a little ruins off to the side. I think there's probably some hostile trolls in there. Probably way more than we can handle. And we'll just keep on following this road. So this is our first time on camera exploring any of, I think, of Stranglethorn Vale. This is called the Cape of Stranglethorn, aka Stranglethorn Vale South. Uh-oh. Road's getting a little bit more jungly. Basilisk, that is far beyond our level. Okay. So we're still not seeing mobs that are actually realistic. Oh, there's our first one that's actually low enough in level. It's 9 levels above us. So my guess is a 10 level threshold. And I don't know how that's created. See, that one is right there again. That one is, so it must be, those things must be like 10 levels higher. I mean, 9 levels, I wouldn't be able to beat anything 9 levels higher anyway. Definitely got some work to do before we're ready to come here. She's actually never coming here. Uh-oh. I don't think that it matters because of my level of threat. My low level compared to their stealth detection. I don't think that. See, there's that travel form. And they're level 38, so they're definitely getting travel form. Maybe they do get it at 30. There's a dude, High Warlord. Ailis? Ailis? I don't know how you say that. Whenever I see like these people that we read about in the magazines and everything, these famous pros or whatever, not famous, but the pros of the game, none of them ever have names that I'm like, oh, that is a funny, unique, clever, good name. It's just something, maybe it's their gamer. I don't know where they get these names from. Like Shalazir, okay, that's a deep cut World of Warcraft lore, and some of my other ones are not even deep cuts, they're surface cuts, but that's the purpose of the show. But yeah, I mean, I have a couple characters that are just like whatever. I was like going in my nerd bag and then didn't work, and it came up with something like I have my first ever character that I made when I started playing again. So the first on this account. Crud. I'm trying to think to go this way. I hear something stealthing, and maybe. Oh no. Uh-oh. We want to go up there. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we stick to the main road over here. But maybe that whatever was stealthing didn't get me because I am now that we're kind of up in Stranglethorn Vale North, maybe the mobs are more appropriately leveled. Stranglethorn Vale is a great place to level. There's so much grinding. It's like mandatory grinding. That it'll be just fine. Whichever characters we have that come through here. Alright. We got signs pointing back to Booty Bay the way we came. This because I'm guessing there's a little camp right there, which means maybe there's a bridge that leads us back up to Duskwood. That guy's 31 and he's fighting 35 mob. So now we're at something that's 7 levels higher. It's more realistic, but it is also still not the best. Oh, I couldn't put that on him because it is a horde. Oh well, I buffed myself. I'll take it. Khadgar's Whisker. Interesting that they've named plants after Khadgar. Now that we know who Khadgar is. Now okay, so now that's a level 31. These are actual mobs that are level appropriate. Okay, so this now wraps around. We've got some more bridges to navigate. Some tin. So now it seems like we're in level appropriate kind of area. It's probably a pinch high for us, but oh well. And we're about 75% of the way. So she's getting close. By the time we finish this quest line, I'm sure we will absolutely be level 29. Which that's good. That is good. That will help us. Still got work to do. There's level 30. Cool. Mini Merlin. I like that name. See, that's a funny name. Jaelon. So we passed that, whatever it was going to be out there. Not a flight path, though. I don't care. Infinimo. Alright, so what do we got? Which way? Left or right? Looks like to the right. Will take us on a bridge that will go up into Duskwood. Which is where we want to be. And then my guess would be that if we had the Duskwood flight path, that I can remember doing this like for the first time, walking this path, coming from Duskwood into Stranglethorn for the first time, like going through that little valley. K-Hog. Okay. I mean, Rhode Island, Family Guy. Alright, so we are now here in the zone. We're in a level appropriate area. Duskwood is a place that could certainly quest at this kind of age or level. We're going to be coming back to do episodes of this soon. We have people in Duskwood right now. That's cool. Sort of in the way that Shellister is building up Hillsbrad. Oh, this is just a lot of traveling, piecing. Uh-oh. Okay. Go ahead and fight it. It's a level. I mean, why not? Okay, so I'll take that extra little smidgen of XP. Why not? Little green creature, 200 more XP. Lieutenant Trezzy. Trezy? Trazy. Defense went up. Yeah, again, on our next level up, we'll do 2% more critical strike. This is a pretty cool quest from a lore perspective, though. It just kind of overlaps with the Horde exploration of the same lore, and but together, because we've done this as a entire kind of sort of lore master exploration, it does. Hold on, it does give us a more complete image of at least the classic, before there's any retconning or anything or rewriting going on. A classic take on what the worgen are, where they come from. I also think the idea of the Scythe of Elune is just darn cool. I'm down with that. Alright, so we're in Darkshire proper now. There we go. We've discovered the town. While we're here, we want to turn this quest in. We want the flight path. There might be some... There's not a lot of cooking we can do right now. Sage fish, boar ribs. There's things like that we can find, of course. Tangy clam meat if we find that. But I do think there's some recipes we can learn here. I'm gonna go to the flight path. What is this? No, but maybe in the actual inn? I think it's right here. Perhaps there's a recipe by either the innkeeper, maybe the general goods. The innkeeper.
Help you find. Welcome to my inn, weary traveler. What can I
Yeah,
do for
thanks. No recipes there. He has the seasoned wolf kebabs quest. Obviously, we're not doing anything like that. Okay, so nothing. Maybe there's like a general goods out here somewhere. I don't really see it. Tonight at server time, there's an I mean, you see so much of this, people willing to pick up the pugs, that I think we'll be okay pugging even raids and stuff. Although that
Where would you like to fly
feel
to?
kind of bad. Alright, now we've connected ourselves from Booty Bay. I mean, really, it was going to let us fly around anyway. So, it's just helping us if we specifically needed to go to Darkshire. We now have that flight path. Alright, so let's turn in the caravan road. Where I guess her caravan would have stopped. The Valindi, the lady that we've been following.
With all the strange happenings of the last few years, I keep as good records of strangers as I can. Never know when it might come in handy. Though it's usually not pleasant business when it does. Not to suggest anything about this Valinda you're looking for. No, I don't have any records of a Valind star song staying in Darkshire. Though if you don't mind me saying, I can hardly imagine a night elf priestess taking a room in the inn, if you get my meaning. These wolf men you mentioned, though, that's something I've heard about. Just the other day, Kaller came into town with a string of their heads. He works with the Caravine family, hunters of demons, undead, and other monstrosities. Speak with Jonathan. He's the head of the household.
Okay, so they're basically saying, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. However, we definitely have problems with worgen here. So for whatever reason, the worgen are in full force in Duskwood. And why? We can see why they appear in Ashenvale, because that's where she summoned them. We know why they're in Silverpine, because that's where Aragol summoned them. Why the heck are they here?
Dark times? These are. Ill news is whispered from every swaying branch, and evil can be found under every rock. And in such times, an unknown stranger enters my home and asks of worgen. I'll ask no forgiveness for my suspicions, only answers. And answers I will have. Your story rings true. I do not entirely understand your motives, but if your business here in Duskwood involves ridding the forest of worgen in any number, then I can forego understanding for results. There is a mine to the south that has been overrun with worgen. They appeared out of nowhere, but from what we know, that is where they first were found. Go about your business, but I would ask that if you find anything of import, you share it with me. We will accept any aid in our war against evil.
Okay, so we are now going to this mine. We actually have our mission. This is probably the main quest mission. of this as we get near the end, because I think there's only one quest involved in this mission, which is like, go back. So we're going to journey. We will buff up as needed when we get closer to. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get down there. Let's see, should we go down this? I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know which path we should take. We're going to have to go off-road a little bit, and we'll fight some. I don't know what that is, but okay. It's a pretty flat land. It's not like when we're in Ashenvale or something and we start going off-road. There's some werewolves. Oh, look, the mine is straight ahead of us. Let's go ahead and buff up. Okay. We can definitely stealth in. So I'm not that worried because worst case scenario, Roland's Doom is the name of this mine. Cool. Because we can stealth in and do what we need to. I like how you can see my eyeballs through my back when I'm in stealth. That's cool. Alright, so this is Gut Spill. I don't know what he is. Why is he level 32? That's not good, but... Oh gosh. Come on, just carrying everything I do. Okay. Gonna have to... don't do that. Okay. Man, he's dodging everything. Okay, cool. Somebody help me, priest. I don't know what the point of Gut Spill was. Okay. So I have to get myself to a spot where I am ready to... So this priest wants to get in business with me. Okay, yeah, I don't know what their mission is. Don't really care. Oh, she's killing them on purpose. That's not what I'm doing, but oh well. I don't care, actually. She can do whatever she wants to do. I mean, obviously, this will make this... It will remove any chance of a question from... Remove any chance of the question from us doing this mission. Yeah, that shield's pretty nice. Thanks. Okay. That's a level 31. Uh-oh, she's pulling the second one.
That ability isn't ready yet.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go into bear form here, which I'm solid enough. I can do a little bit of both.
Not enough rage.
Yeah, this is real. That double poison on me is no joke.
Don't do that yet.
Okay, down to one. It's like my heroic strike bash. I got a little stun on him. Alright. Okay, so I need this over here, this mound of dirt. Okay. Which... That... Oh, we dug up I have failed. Look at her scythe on her back. I have failed in my duty. Oh, she's crying. The worgen run rampant and the scythe of my goddess is lost. Evil I have unleashed, in whose hand does the power my goddess granted to me now lie? By whose hand is it directed? Okay, so look, there's a... Oh, that's just a dead person. I don't know how... I don't know how they would have done. I think they just didn't want to bounce without, like, being rude, but I'll kill some of these. I feel like damn it. They respawn pretty fast. Just hope one doesn't spawn right on my 6 here.
Ready yet. That ability isn't ready
Okay.
yet.
I'm gonna hit him with the full 5 dot and then let's see where I'm at. I mean, I've got some buffs, which is nice. He's bleeding out now. They don't really run. Okay. That's good. Back to getting the 400 XP each. We're already... That wasn't that hard because the cave was... The mine was so small. I honestly think that we could have done that on our own. But, yeah, who cares? It's good. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go running back. That was not a far run. That was honestly relatively darn painless. I cannot complain. Probably could have killed some more, but yeah, we'll worry about the grind. We'll grind more after, or whatever. When we get to a part where we need grinding, we will do that. I think we'll probably level up just from turning in the 2 quests. One of these is probably going to give us a big fat XP chunk. Most likely the one we're on right now, but hard to say. I don't know where the final step's going to be, if we're going to have to turn it back into Aberdeen or Darnassus or wherever. Hopefully not Darnassus, because that will require us to flight path one last time. But, so this ended up being what the episode was this little side quests, this quest chain. Interesting.
It is an interesting story you tell, adventurer. Though the Caravan family's influence is not large enough that we might find the root of these troubles and finish them once and for all, we will do what we can to contain the Worgen's numbers in Duskwood.
Already I have instructed Kaler to make this his first priority.
He went full on like Space Marine on us already.
We shall
funny.
rein in the Worgen problem. Have no worry of that. This evil that your friend introduced to our woods will be contained, and I bear her no ill will for her actions. Strange events are afoot in these times, adventurer, and the darkness knows no respite. I will keep you no longer. I suspect that there are others that should hear of what you have found in the mines of Duskwood.
Alright, and all of this to give us either a bow or a wand. Jeez Louise. That stinks. So, we are going to go ahead and hearth back to Ashenar because we have to go back to Darnassus. Quickly! Okay, so that was an interesting little thing, and now we can go back and basically say... I mean, she didn't really say a lot. She just said that she failed. That she got this far, she failed, she died. If you look back at what we just read, that's it. She admits to having unleashed this evil. She's the reason why it's in Duskwood. In whose hand does the power my goddess granted to me now lie? By whose hand is it directed? Perhaps are we kind of hinting that it's at Aragorn's hand?
Where would you like
She
to
lost the scythe. Where did the scythe go? So we really have more questions than answers, and it kind of just leaves it open and nebulous. And I really just think it's like it's an explanation of why they tried to connect the spots where the worgen exist. Big Sword salutes me with respect. I don't know why. We made up for some of the money we spent with the fishing, but we're still pretty Pretty broke. So what we'll do is we'll turn this one and then we'll be done because we're trapped in our Hearthstone and I don't want to fly back to Astronaut again. So then that means on the next mission, I don't think that was too hard. Tower of Athletics was too hard. I already know, even with 2 extra levels, I doubt my ability to do it. So I think we'll come back and do some of these. I'll take us into here because I know I can handle quests around Saturnar. We already have 1 to 2 levels weaker than we are now. So we'll turn that in and see where that quest line takes us on the next episode. And then with time, we might go down into here because that was stealth. We can probably do okay, even though it's going to be a little bit of a maze, a little bit tough. So fairly confident we'll be able to find those 3 druids because he is level 32. 32. They're all level 32 that we have to kill, which that's going to be 3 levels higher than us, but that's not impossible. And with some grinding, we might even get to the point where we are level 30, get some other skills. So it just depends how much grinding that we're going to need to do. At least she'll be 30 in Hillsbrad, which that cannot be said for poor Nessingwary, who is over there way below her. What is Nessingwary doing that other people aren't? It might just be... So, let's see. Nessingwary is going to do Stranglethorn Vale North. Okay. He's the only person I have on the Alliance on power to do that. He is going to do the Arathi Highlands. But Kalia is also on par to do that. She's also on par to do Stranglethorn Vale North. Okay. What else do we have? I just worry that if we take off these characters in case there's some high-level class quests, we'll miss out on the opportunity to do them. But I don't care about that when it comes to the future ones. We're just going to read into those quests. We'll look them up. I'll do a database for each zone, and we're going to stick to that. We'll cross-reference it with some of the online strategy guides. I'm going to do a more thorough list, and then for those episodes I plan, even though it's going to take a little bit more time, I'm going to plan to list, possibly even with timestamps, when I do each quest, so that I could also serve more as a lore master's guide for those. I'd like it to be more of a useful thing when it comes to that. I definitely want to do that when we get to the Warcraft, when we get to retail, maybe even Cataclysm. See him, he's only a level 31, and the mobs I think were only like level 28 leading up there. There's just so many of them. They might have been a little bit higher than 28 too. Those warlocks, I feel like they were around 28. Alright, so we're going to sprint on out to the last part. Gwendolyn. Catanthia. Ice Pop. Marisond. Yeah, see all these people. Maybe they got the thing. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to go turn this in. We have some that we could sell. So I never even used my Scroll of Protection. Come on, buddy boy. Be better. Boop-a-doop-boo. But yeah, you know what we didn't have this time? Any deaths. If you travel just all the time and just get a bunch of... And yet we still got a decent amount of XP. Almost half a level's worth. Just because we had to keep on grinding, keep on grinding. Keep on traveling, keep on turning in a little step here, a little step here, a little step here.
So this is the fate of Belinde, is it? The High Priestess will be disappointed to hear of this. They were good friends before her disappearance. Still, the Scythe of Elune was surely granted to her as a boon by our goddess, and it is unsettling to me that it has fallen out of her servants' hands. Another matter for another time, however. I owe you my thanks in no small amount for what you have accomplished.
I don't know which one that would sell for more. They both do good damage. Better go for the Moonbeam wand.
goddess watch over you.
Alright, we're not quite there on the XP, but oh well. So that's cool. She can't use either, but that was good. That was another episode in the pipe 5x5. Alright everybody, you know what? Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for tuning in. We did another big chunk and we've got only 1 or 2 more episodes to go before we're done with this zone. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see everybody next time on the next episode of the old lore of Warcraft. Peace.